Hi there, so we're doing Penguins. Penguins by Linda Naumath. It's at page 28 of book 2 of the Celebration series. Let's start off by taking a look at the flats and sharps. 4 flats, 4/4 time. B-E-A-D are the flats. 4/4 time simply means that there are 4 beats in a bar, and if you choose to count, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. As you can see, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Keep an eye out for the flats, because there are more flats than what you may be accustomed to at this particular level. Okay? So let's take a look at the left hand. The left hand is very repetitive throughout. You see, repetitive, repetitive, you have this part, same left hand, and then you have that part, same left hand, okay? There are slight differences, but it's mostly the same throughout. Now, this may look very complicated, but it's just a chromatic scale, and it's not really that difficult. This is also a chromatic scale, which is not very that difficult. I usually teach my students chromatic scales beforehand. You just need to know which note you start at, which note you end at, which note you start at, and which notes you end at. The first chromatic scale and the second chromatic scale is slightly different. The first one goes down and up, the second one goes straight down. Okay, so let's take a look at the left hand. Left hand is this. It's an A flat, goes up to an E flat, goes down to an E flat, that is an octave, E flat above middle C, all the way down to an E flat in the bass clef, and then back up again. It sounds like this. A flat, E flat, E flat, E flat, A flat, E flat, E flat, E flat. It looks like this on the piano. You have an A flat here, go up to an E flat above middle C, go down an octave, as you can see, up to an E flat again. All the way throughout. Okay, almost all the way throughout. You have the chromatic scales in between, okay? So the right hand is very simple. You've just got to line it up with the left hand at the right time. There's really not much in the right hand. You've just got to keep an eye out for the eighth notes sometimes, because there are 2 eighth notes to a quarter notes, obviously, and such. There are 2 eighth notes to a quarter note. Let me find all of them. Oh, here we are. It's another one. Where else? Did I miss anything? No, I think I got most of them. Yep, that's it. Okay, that's fine. So the right hand is higher in this song. It's not that high though. Normally, you have G position, which is here above middle C, but this G, which starts on 5th finger, starts fairly high. It's actually an octave higher than this G. You go up to here and you use your 5th finger. Now, as I've said, you always use your common sense when fingering, right? 5, 2, what's the next note? 1. These notes are the same, G and D, so you use 5, 2 again. 5, 2, 5, 2, 1, 2, 1. And then you get to here, they have that fingering for you. 1, 3, 4, 2, 1, 3, 4, 2, so on and so forth. Okay? You see, as you can see, it's very repetitive throughout. That theme keeps on coming back. That theme keeps on coming back. To master Penguins, what do you need to really do? Well, you need to get the left hand down, which is this. Practice that. A flat, E flat, E flat, E flat. Okay? So practice that until you could do it nicely. You don't have to do it that quickly, but at a nice pace, obviously. Okay? After you do that, you get the right hand. You master the theme, which is G, D, C, G, D, G, D, C, D, C. And then you get the intervals, thirds and thirds. Do, 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 do. As you can see, you have the chromatic scale. After that, you get that theme again. Chromatic scale down, you get that theme again, but this time an octave lower. As you can see, this is high G, that is low. that for a second. Okay, so as you can see, it's a fairly easy song. Now let's take a look at the chromatic scale. Chromatic scale is not that hard. It may be slightly different than what you're accustomed to because they start on different note. One starts on B, the other starts on F, but it's still not that difficult. One starts on B, one starts on F, and they simply just move down. I'm playing it with one hand because I'm holding the other one with the camera, but later I'll show you how to play it. But it's not that difficult. The right hand starts here. B flat, starts on B, goes down like that. Then goes back up to D sharp. Starts on B, goes down to G, goes up to D sharp. Not difficult. Left hand plays the same amount of notes but starts on F. F goes down to D flat. Goes up to A. And then you play them together. I'll play them together later when I'm showing you how this piece should sound. Now, the next chromatic scale is not difficult. Starts on B, goes all the way down to G. Okay? The left hand starts on F, goes all the way down to D flat. So B down to G, F down to D flat, right hand B down to G, right? It goes all the way down. So okay, don't get confused. Don't play from B to this G. It's not that. You gotta go all the way down. Okay. The left hand starts on F, the F above middle C, and it goes all the way down to D flat. Okay, not F to this D flat, it's an octave lower. Okay, and then after that, you have a follow-up E. As you can see, once you hit that D flat is tied to the next bar. You have an E, a low E. There we go. D, E flat. Okay, so it's not a hard song to play. You've just got to master it. We'll master the rhythm in the left hand. Make sure that you're tying the right hand properly. And you've got to master the chromatic scales. The thing about chromatic scales is it's very, very important to use the proper fingering. With chromatic scales, all chromatic scales are the same. You use 1 and 3 fingers, your first and your thumb and your third finger for these notes. So to make it easier, you use 1 and 2 for this, any 1 and 2 for basically the spaces in between here. So you only use 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? So if you start on C, 1, 3, 1, 3, and then 1, 2, and then you're 3 again, 1. So with regards to chromatic scales, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. So make sure that you use 1, 2 for spots like that, okay? And you use 1, 3 for the white to black notes. If you do that, you could go anywhere. Doesn't matter where you go. It's very simple. Okay, it doesn't really matter where you go. Okay? So keep an eye out for the chromatic scales. Try to practice them. Practice them up and down several times. And try to play the song. Okay, so I'm going to play this song so you know what it sounds like. And I'm also going to show you how you would play the chromatic scales. When you're playing a chromatic scale, you got to practice it until you know where it starts and where it ends. So practice that exclusively until. Same with the first one. But when you're practicing, you go very slowly. One note at a time. Okay? So I'm going to play the song. fast, but when you're practicing, don't play it at that speed, obviously. Play it like... Make sure that the notes line up perfectly and you're playing all of the right notes. Left hand is very repetitive. Other than the chromatic scales, it's all the same. Right hand is a bit high up. Imagine penguins, they waddle around, they bounce around, and the chromatic scales are, for example, when they fall off like a snowy cliff. Walk around, bounce around, they trip, they fall. Right? And then what happens? They trip and fall again. Get up, walk home. Okay, so remember the patterns, practice a song, and good luck with it.